That's a great question. So I mean the lights on your helmet and the lights on your handlebar. So there's like different battery sizes that you have, like 6-cell, 3-cell, 2-cell, and then they have a certain battery life at high, medium, and low. So the anticipation of how long the battery is going to last is something where you wouldn't have to stop as many times, or I probably changed the batteries more than I needed to because I was paranoid about them running out.
Got it. So that was probably excess stress on probably a very stressed mind and body going through a 24-hour race that you didn't need. What do you use now in terms of your light setup? You mentioned one on the helmet, one on the bike. I've used that setup too. Why do you prefer that, and like which lights do you use?
I'm using the Light in Motion. I have a Stella on the helmet, which is an 800 lumen light, and then I have a Seca on the handlebar, which is a 2000 lumen.
That's your setup.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh good.
Yeah.
Online it says you can use the Seca on the helmet as well. It's like, so that'd be 2000 lumens on both, which I think might be a bit overkill.
You might set bushes on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have them set up on your helmet, do you change the intensity of the light? I've heard of a lot of people doing that, like they'll run one higher than the other to help with depth perception. So for example, like your bars will be low but your head will be higher, that sort of a thing. Or have you found, do you drop the power when you go slow and pick it up when you go fast? What do you do?
On dirt road type stuff, you drop it. The helmet, the 800 lumens, it's going to blow through battery a lot slower because it's not as bright. So you can run that one on high. So I typically run the helmet on high, and then the handlebar one I modulate more to medium.
What about if, because you're going to do tomorrow a 2-person team, would you just run them the whole time and then try to charge between laps, or you'd still that same strategy?
I have an extra set of batteries, so I'll probably be running mostly on high, and then while I'm out, be charging the other set. So before I came here, I actually ran the batteries out while I was actually on the trainer to see how long that they would last.
Yeah. So that's a good idea. To run through and make sure you know how long it lasts.
How long do they last?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think it might have been like 2.5 hours or something like that.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
That's how most lights are, Jonathan?
Yeah, I find that like with my lights, they don't even make the lights I use anymore, so it's probably not worth saying, but they're called jet lights. But I think that it's like 1 hour on high, like really high, and then it has a medium setting, and that's 3 hours. And then I've actually ran it for I think 3.5 hours on low, and it was still going just fine. So I don't know how far into it. The
good takeaway is to test it at home, but I think most lights probably for an hour laps or hour 10 laps you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
To not have to worry.